Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're well. It's Mr. Ali here with his regular community wellbeing show on live on radio Aapki Awaz. I hope you're well. As always, you can listen to us on various platforms, including www.aapkiawaz.co.uk, including Facebook, YouTube, and various other platforms, including some of the Radio Garden apps, such as Radio Hindi app and also Radio Garden app as well. The studio number, as always, is 0121 682 8142. I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying September, what's left of it, and where has this year gone now? We're now into the last tertial almost, and as always, we complain and moan about where has time gone. Just sign of the times, unfortunately, as well. Today, I have a very good friend of mine, very good brother, someone that I admire, someone that I've worked with, and hopefully will continue to work with in the foreseeable future, who is doing some amazing work across all spheres, all fronts, and especially with the people that haven't got a spotlight on them, those that haven't got a voice, and those that are underprivileged as well. It's none other than my brother Mohammed Zafran Khan, BEM. I don't know how many organizations, how many hats he wears, but we will try to cover them in the short time that we have, which is only an hour. Once again, Zaf, warm welcome to you to the studios of Radio Aapki Awaz. How have you been since the last time you came, and how things are going?
First of all, thank you, Brother Ali, mashallah, for inviting me to this show, and warm welcome to everyone. Assalamu alaikum. And mashallah, the last time I was here, we were talking about Crime Stoppers. That's and right. The issues we had with the youths. Since then, alhamdulillah, we've been really active. We had this issue with the balloons.
That's right.
We've done protests. We've had a few raids in local areas.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, there has been a big reduction compared to that. I know sometimes not everything's in the spotlight, but we know the stats, we know the figures.
Right, that's right.
Alhamdulillah, even working with some of the officers and talking to the crime commissioner not long ago, that's on up. We're trying to reduce the crime. In regards to projects wise, we've got a few things in the pipeline. Yeah. We've had some community events. Yourself, you attended the last time we came in. Alhamdulillah, that was a huge success. We had 175 people coming.
That's right. Including Brother Afzal, who's also Ifzal, who's actually listening to us as well. So yeah, really enjoyed that particular, it was a business initiative, wasn't it, over at your Borsley Green site, where you got all sorts of different businesses, entrepreneurs, community activists together to network and to share best practice and get to know each other. And if we can replicate things rather than starting new things off, always worth the time as well. And how was that after you evaluated and at the cold light of day you thought, was it worth it, all that time and effort to organise it? What was the overall feedback?
The feedback we had from the community itself was excellent. They said it was an event where we had people from every background coming. A lot of times when you go to an event, it's what kind of food are we going to get? That's normally the first thing.
Yeah.
And then who we're going to take photos with. This was more beneficial in that way, that how many people are going to benefit, how many youngsters will get jobs, how many people, elders who came in, walked away. Later on, we contacted in 2-3 weeks' time, they came in and they got jobs. Prior to that, I think we done apprenticeship awards. Not awards, but actually a day
that's right,
for apprenticeship itself, where businesses came in and they offered a lot of working opportunities to some of our youngsters. And parents came in, like someone like Ibzal who's watching now, he came in with his kids.
Yeah.
And through that, like Ibzal's kids now, they come into our college, they became our students. And for us, that's the plus point, where we look at that as success. Success for us is not how many seats we're going to cover in a room, what's going to be the full capacity. It's what counts at the end of the day. It's something meaningful.
I want to share my overriding memory of that event. I think that was around sort of May, June, was it?
Yeah, it was.
May, June, whereby there was a young girl with her father that came to that event. And I think she was unsure of the career that she wanted to do. And one of the things that she wanted to do was go in the army. And she was asking a couple of the course directors and people around. And luckily we had people who had ex-army and people were there from the army. And she sat down and had a good 20-minute one-to-one and had a clearer idea of what it entailed, what qualities, what characteristics, what criteria is involved. And emails were exchanged. And for me, that was the beauty of that event, that even if you are impacting positively on one young person and giving them a clear direction of what they want, because, I remember when I was that age, and my son's now just left school, and he was there as well, and they're confused. For example, I know my son wanted to go into motor mechanics.
Yeah.
We had a tour of the classroom and the area at South Birmingham City College, and he had a good chat. And we managed to get a place over the summer holidays at a garage. And after a day, he realized this isn't a career for him. And how wonderful that was, that he learned so early on that that was the case, rather than, enrolling onto the course and then wasting a whole full year realizing this isn't something that he's going to be doing. So for me, this is the exchange, and this is how we should be empowering our young person to make an informed decision on their career and their profession as well. So, really hats on to you as well. And you didn't stop there, did you, Zaf? I know about a month ago, you also had another event at your Selly Oak Northfield site, whereby you had a couple of young boxers. Tell us about that. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but tell us a bit more about that.
That's the new boxing launch we had. So it's a new boxing academy we've done in Bourneville.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, in the last few months, we've had a lot of issues, but there was murders going on around the area.
Yes.
Even outside the campus, there was a lot of trouble. And we've got a lot of gang
Sure.
down there. So we had to set a platform where we can engage these youngsters
Yes.
into something positive. We realised that a lot of the tension these youngsters were facing is through sports, where that's a barrier where they can come in, where there's football, where there's boxing, and take their aggression out. So we set up an academy, and we told them, why, if we offer you a boxing academy, free boxing, free membership, you can come in. And it's not just for our students, it's free for the public
wow.
and parents. So anyone can come in, register. There's no membership.
Amazing.
And that's free for all. So we are the five brothers came in. Tom Ross, a friend of mine, ambassador for the college.
Ex-WM presenter.
Over 40 years.
Yeah,
and he's a legend, ambassador for hundreds of organisations. So he came in, he was the host. And we had loads of people from the local community came in. And like I said, it was a absolutely brilliant, fantastic event.
Yeah, no, I'm really regretting that I wasn't able to attend and support and see at first hand the amazing feat that you are able to come and box and learn how to box by trained professionals and the instructors on how to learn and defend yourself. And also, the main thing is, I firmly believe that young people, especially males, boys, they need a release. They need somewhere where they can really exert their aggression, get rid of their energy in a positive way. And what better than sport? And as those of you that know me, as you know, I deliver my football sessions, and that's again another fantastic way for people just to, make new friends, hone on their football skills, and then just also at the same time just get rid of their energy. And what you'll find is after that they're a lot more calm and a lot more relaxed. And we need more facilities. We need more opportunities for our young people to engage in sport. So, fair play to you as well. And it's been about a month now. So, how's that progressing and what's the early response?
But we've got the ring. That's actually there.
Oh, wow, fully.
Yeah, that's all done. We've got coaches. They're all ready. And right now, already we're in talks. We spoke to the principal because a lot of people straight away, as soon as they heard about the launch, I was after Buzz Green, Almrock, Wesley, that's your territory. What's going to happen here? So the principals promised me that the boxing academy is going to be moved also to Buzz Green.
Fantastic.
So we're going to have our own academy here.
Yeah.
And right now we've got Kash Ali on board. He used to be the British Pakistani heavyweight champion of the world in his own European champion. We've got Richard Towers, who you saw last time.
Yes.
He spars with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. We've just had a contract with Mervyn, who used to be Tyson Fury's manager 2 years ago.
Okay.
So he brings in all these stars. So, like I said, we're already in talks with the Tyson Fury camp.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
His brother, like I said, he's a good friend of my friends from Dubai. So these guys are on board. And like I said, we're hopefully in the next 6 months going to get all these riches from sports, sporty world, they'll all be on site at Buzzard Green.
Yeah, no, great achievement, and it just goes to show when you have that connection. And I must say that South Birmingham City College are very fortunate to have someone like you on their payroll and making these things happen, because there are lots of colleges there, but not many can boast the fact that they've got these connections, are able to offer these sporting resources and facilities available free of charge as well, and having these national and international stars coming in as well. So just going to read out a couple of comments already as well. Ifzal was saying, two great guys, Mr. Ali, Mr. Zaf. Thank you very much, and including yourself, Ifzal, as well. You're always there supporting great initiatives as well. Muhammad Ashfaq, Assalamu alaikum, by Ali Saab, Assalamu alaikum, guest Brother Zafran, Assalamu alaikum, all brothers. Thank you, Brother Ashfaq. I hope you're well as well. So, do we have a timeline for that, Zafi, in terms of when do you think that'll be ready, or when we can have an opening for that?
Boxing Academy, inshallah, if everything goes well, in the next 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So maybe sort of early 2024.
But in the meantime, like I say, we're going to be hand in hand with yourself as well.
Absolutely.
Regarding the jobs.
Absolutely.
So, inshallah, with some of the football stars coming in, we've already signed contracts with a few of them. So that's something we'll talk about later on.
Yeah, and I'm really excited, as you can see from my facial reaction. Really, I'm sort of foaming at the mouth, really, to get involved with ZAF and South Birmingham City College with some of these initiatives as well. Our young people, unfortunately, have suffered far too long with the closure of youth clubs, with the cost of hire, just extortion. Just to give you an example, ZAF, I know you allowed us to use your AstroTurf for free just before COVID, and that was a real tremendous help. But now, if you go to most facilities, you got to pay £2 or £3. But if you go in the evening, such as the Power League and also Star City pitches, you're paying about £4-5 per person per hour. And that is just not acceptable. Someone like myself, I would be struggling to pay for myself and my son. And, we have to make these resources and facilities affordable, not only convenient and somewhere local, but also affordable. If you've got two siblings, £10, and that's right. You are pricing out the local children from playing sport that they love, they want to take part in. And so hence why we had no choice, brothers up, but to go to Warden Park and mark out some pitch and have some goalposts there and just train for free and let people coach for free. We don't charge anyone because we didn't have the facilities, and I just feel guilty of having to charge people anything more than £1. I just feel anything more than that, we're pricing children out. But unfortunately, that's the cost. So again, anything that we can do to make it a lot more affordable, then I'm certainly batting their corner as well. So again, there's a lot of people out there as well. You are playing sport, whether you're playing badminton, you're playing cricket, you're playing football. Just give us an idea in terms of some of the costs involved in terms of buying equipment, and also in terms of hiring out facilities. What are the charges for hiring out a cricket pitch or indoor hall for a cricket or for badminton? I know, Ifzal, you play badminton. Give us an idea. Just to give you one example, you may know Brother Tahir, who's a great badminton player who lives on College Road. And he was telling me just about a year ago that there was no facilities at that time for hire in Alam Rock. So no Eden Academy, no Rockwood Academy, and they were having to travel to Sheldon because even though it was about 5-6 miles away, because it was cheap compared to any of the facilities around here, such as Heartlands Academy or maybe facilities at Rupert Street or some other academy. And I thought that is just abominable that we are having to travel 4-5 miles to allow our people to play.
See, I think Brother Ifzal's on. Is he still on?
He's still on.
Yeah, mashallah, Islam, Brother Ifzal. Mashallah, one thing I need to say about Brother Ifzal, no matter what event you do, what program you do, what project you do, if you want to promote it and you're sincere, he's the man for you.
Yeah.
Mashallah, such a sincere person. So his witness, alhamdulillah, we had our facilities open, which alhamdulillah did request to the principal. For 9 years consecutively, 9 years, Saturday, Sunday, I used to leave it open for the public.
Perfect.
And Brother Ifzal and Oscar and I think we used to get at least 120 to 150 on the Astro and then the sports hall sessions. But for the kids from age of 5 going up to 16. So it's separate classes. And mashallah, we carried on. Unfortunately, COVID kicked in and then we had to put a stop to many things. But I've been promised by the hierarchy that that's going to open soon.
Great.
So mashallah, all our community team, more or less the ones we used to use before.
Yeah.
Because I've had a conversation with Solidarity Centre, Small Leaders Centre, few of the groups. Now, promoting youth work, we do this for youth. A lot of times you go there daytime, everything is closed down.
Absolutely.
So obviously it's not in use and there's no money issue. So many times I've said to them that in the evenings, why don't you get a few youngsters to come in? I'll bring you youth groups, like you're bringing groups. Why can't you allow them to have free sessions?
Yeah.
Surely it's not the costing, because in the daytime I've seen it when there's 6 hours, the place is shut anyway. So it's not like you're paying for the bills or anything. That's all, done for.
Yeah.
But it's all the mentality from the hierarchy. But if you say that we're promoting community, I personally think in that seat you need someone who cares about the community.
Absolutely.
Don't just say it. Actually walk them.
Yeah. And there's not many people that are actually from the community who know what we're going through, and having that lived experience and then allow the next generation to come through and give them the opportunity that we may not have had, or we may have had, because I think in terms of these sort of things, resources, I think we had it better. Even though we didn't realize it at that time compared to this generation here. For example, the base that is closed, a lot of the sports pitches are not available or haven't been invested over the years. They're just completely, your prime example is on Herrick Road, Hutton Hall. That was a beautiful pitch about 10, 12, 15 years ago, but it hasn't been invested in. Same with our parks. So I think we were very fortunate going back 15, 20 years, 20, 30 years ago when we were children compared to the children here. And hence why a lot of the children are on their game consoles because they don't want to be going outside and playing in these sort of settings.
Yeah. See, the game console, fair enough, is the social media, at the same time, because they got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And who they're talking to and what they get up to. Because like I said, with my role with the Crime Stoppers, unfortunately, we're checking with cyberbullying and everything going on. You'll be absolutely shocked, Brother Lee, if you look at the stats and what's happening online and how much crime and criminal activities are going on. It's absolutely criminal right now. So that's why our youngsters, for the next 5, 10 years, 15 years, are predicting that things are just going to get
escalate.
They're going to go to the gamers.
Yeah, no, fully understand. We'll come on to that now. We're going to move on from Zaf's role, from his involvement as a community liaison officer for the South Birmingham City College now to, obviously, you are the chair of West Midlands Crime Stoppers. Tell us more what that entails, and what does the Crime Stoppers do?
First of all, I just want to tell everyone, it's got nothing to do with the police.
Yeah.
So Crime Stoppers is an independent charity, and it's been running along the line for many, many years now. Right now, more than the police, everyone's got trust in Crime Stoppers. Even the police tell you that if you see a crime, report it to Crime Stoppers, report it to us. There'll be something, like, more than likely it's going to be done. Secondly, we pledge out as soon as we get on board that whatever you tell us, everything's confidential.
Good.
The name doesn't get leaked. Even a lot of times, just say there's a murder, like that little kid in Liverpool.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, God.
He got murdered.
Yes.
I think between our CEO and one of the owners from Liverpool Football Club.
Yes.
And the Dalglish family.
Yes.
They put up £200,000 prize.
Wow.
Someone got caught within 2 days. They came forward. Again, when the guy came to claim his money, we had his bank details. Within 10 seconds, everything's wiped out. He does not know, or we don't know, what was his name, who came forward, nothing at all. Even us guys at the top, we don't know his details. All we know, he got the money, he done the work, and that's it. So we pledge everything. Unfortunately, with the police right now, we've had incidents where someone's made a complaint in the neighbourhood that someone's committed a crime. And this is actually the police officers telling me that we've gone on the scene, we've arrested the guy, he's sat in the car, we've knocked in the guy's door and told him that we just arrested him. He's watching everything. So obviously, first thing he's going to say is, "When I come back, you had it."
That's right.
So they turn around, they go, "Look, we are police officers and we're telling you this." So right now, they say, keep everything confidential, go to Crime Stoppers. With us, we get 1.2 million calls every year.
Wow.
That's how much right now. We've got our headquarters in London, we've got it in Liverpool. Right now, we've got a big team. Myself, at the moment, I've got 432 volunteers.
Wow.
So that's in tandem. We've got the police force who basically are working for us. Like I said, we're not part of the police. But they've come on board to support us. They come on our board. Trustees, as ambassadors. because they know the work we do.
Yes.
And alhamdulillah, like I said, we get loads of calls coming in. Even a lot of people tell me, like the police told me on Saturday morning I got a call. Someone during the Jummah prayer, a Greenland Mosque walked in.
That's right. That's
Causeway of Carnage.
That's right.
Saturday morning I got a call that he's been arrested.
Yeah.
Can you let the community know?
That's right. That's
Not
right.
to, there's no backlash or anything like that. So like I said, with Crime Stoppers, the police rely on us to give this information out.
No, great. You know, I know the incidents that you're talking about. We had a similar sort of dialogue with the local sergeant as well, who mentioned that he was all being arrested and just wanted to reassure us. So that's great news. And then, do Crime Stoppers have a office here in the West Midlands? So where do you sort of congregate and meet?
Myself at the moment, so based at the college.
Okay.
So even I'm meeting myself, the regional manager,
Yeah.
who you see at the event. He was there the last event.
Yes.
So he is there. Then I've got my own team. We've got the police.
Yes.
Last few times, like I said, we got many where we can walk into any police station and we can have meetings there,
Oh, wow.
like Lloyd House.
Yes.
Part of the AAG as well.
Yes.
So we go there. I was there at the West Midlands Mercia. So I'm there because I'm the chair of the West Midlands. I have to go to whole Midlands.
Sure.
We've just nailed the contract for West Bromwich Albion and Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club. So at half time, myself and have a CEO, we can go there and deliver a talk at half time.
Yes.
On match days.
Wow.
So along the line impact route, we've got half the Liverpool Football Club on board with us.
Oh, wow.
From the likes of Bruce Grabala to Ian Rush last week, he came on board from the Dalglish family.
Yeah.
So some of the legends, Alan Hansen,
Yeah.
all on board with us.
80s and 90s legends.
Yeah. So like I said, out of all the football clubs right now, we've got a few on board. But when it comes down to the ones who outright help us, support us, has been Liverpool Football Club.
Oh, wow.
They go out their way.
You know, walk alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my team as well. So great news as well. And one thing I want to mention is at this moment in time, the confidence and the trust of the police, whether it's the West Midlands, whether it's the Met, is at an all-time low.
Yeah.
The amount of failings that they've had. We're not just talking about racism. We're talking about obviously misogyny. We're talking about these individuals who are in a trusted position, who are abusing their position by obviously not doing their job. We know about some of the cases. I don't want to go into those whereby obviously they've assaulted women. They haven't done their job properly. They have also done racial crimes. There's all sorts of discrimination going on as well. Is very low. So I really appreciate the fact that you made that distinction between that. There's no correlation between Crime Stoppers and the local police. Obviously, you have your dialogue and you have a working relationship with them, and that's great to know. But we certainly need your Crime Stoppers to have a very robust dialogue with the police, because at the moment I just think that they can't sink any low. And we know they have austerity. We know that they have had reduction in their numbers, but still, when you phone 999, you'd be amazed to even see an officer. It's just not a priority for them. And even a couple of weeks ago, a lot of the chief superintendent was saying that for robbery and for these sort of things, we're not going to be sending out a police officer because it's not a crime. But for motoring offences, they're there in huge numbers. So again, it's just about getting their priority right. So you're right. So Ifzal, it's amazing that we have these facilities for football, cricket, badminton, and now boxing available. Take advantage and reach out to Mr. Ali and Mr. Zafia. What said Ifzal as well. And again, Ifzal, I know you play badminton. Give us an idea of roughly how much would you pay per court, per hour for badminton, just to give us a perspective of the current costing. So just for those of you that are listening, for a five-a-side pitch at Star City and Power League, you're paying around £58-60. So that is almost like £5-6 per person.
Yeah.
And there's no concessions about child or an adult. For example, we had a under 16s or under 18s team playing at Power League, and we told them these are all students, and look at they got their cards. And the first 6 months they gave us a discount. I think it was 55 down to about 35-40. But then they got rid of the student discount. And then we were having to pay £54, and that was about 2 years ago, and it's gone up now. And I thought, you're just pricing us out. It's just not affordable, it's not right as well. No. So in terms of some of the initiatives, is there anything new that's happening at Crime Stopper that you want to share with the listeners of Radio Aapki Awaaz?
Like I said, right now We're going to do a few projects in the city right now. We're focusing on in Birmingham.
Yes.
So we're going to do a few campaigns. We're going to hopefully get businesses on board. Ask them which are the areas we need to highlight.
Yeah.
What's the issues?
Yeah.
Maybe even with them, I know it's not going to be huge costs, but maybe on the day we can do BR marketing.
Yeah.
Like I said, Crime Stoppers is a charity.
That's right.
So the business can come on board. We'll get the banners. We'll get the protests, whatever they need to do.
Sure.
We'll get officers on board. Like I said, with us being on site,
Yes.
the police take action straight away. And that's a promise. With us on board, as soon as they see us. Like I said, and I can say that in front of any police officer out there, or in the crime commissioner. So recently, Simon Foster, we did a program, and we had this dialogue, and he said when he came on board, he looked at all the stats, especially when he found 999.
Yeah.
And if there's an emergency, the call for them, I think it was the timing they've been told, they were reaching that limit by 20% only. So if they've been told that they need to answer the phone within 6 seconds, they were taking 26 seconds.
Wow.
Now, since he's come on board, he's gone up to 60. But he said they're still appalling.
Yeah. Appalling.
Someone can get killed.
Yeah.
But the amount of time they're taking, even to come down, you mentioned a few incidents, and one was a serious one, and it took them 45 minutes just to come down.
It's just not acceptable.
Exactly. And then there was something outside the pub, just a show or something like that, and 7 cars turned up.
Wow.
So like I said, it's all about priorities.
Priorities.
But also, one thing we realised, all the people I'm getting on board with the Crime Stoppers, I've got everyone who's part of the community. Actually, engagement with the community itself, where they can walk into a church or a mosque or a leisure centre, football ground, cricket ground, and they can treat people the way they would like to be treated.
Absolutely.
Where, unfortunately, I've spoke to those officers, and I've actually said it to Simon Foster that some of them need to be trained when it comes down to talking to people.
Absolutely.
That plays a big part. If you show aggression to a youngster,
what's going to happen?
Or if he turns up to, we had this event we had at Minaj al-Quran.
Yes.
A few years ago.
Yes.
When I got the Lord Mayor Award. So a couple of the officers came in. They did not realise that the Chief Constable was already inside with his shoes off. Now the guys came in and they said, we'll go in, but there's no way we're going to take our shoes off for you. And I was like, I haven't even spoken to you yet, but what do you mean for me? They got the likes of you. And I thought, you know what, that's not the right attitude. So the committee guys, fair enough, they turned around, they said, we can feed them in the room, that's fine. I go, yeah, that's fine, but I did say to him, because we've got prayer mats inside, it's out of respect, I can give you shoe covers if you want. But right. Your chief constable has come in, he's the first one there to take his shoes off. We've got Liam Byrne, we've got all these people, everyone's took them off. But it's just the attitude itself. We're not going to take them off. What are you going to do? Throw us out? Really aggressive. I said, I'm not going to do that. But I will give you some food. This is the mannerism for us. I'm going to give you some food. I'll give you a chair outside. Have it, relax. When you're finished, if you want a photo, I'll even take a photo with you. But he started looking at me and he's like, we're not even interested. But later on I had words with Chief Constable. He started apologising to me. Because unfortunately, we've got people who don't know how to talk to people.
We're very, very unprofessional. And these are the sort of lasting impressions that people have of the police when they're spoken to. And they almost like have a chip on their shoulder and they're talking down to you. And most people think that, the police's word will be taken over the Joe public. And that's the attitude they have. And they talk about, policing with consent, and for you to be an effective policing force or service, then you need the buy-in from the public, from the local community. If you don't have that, I bet you, when you're talking about your crime rate and your figure, for example, the successful prosecution rate for rape is less than 1%. It's appalling, and if you don't have the community helping you, giving you information, then you won't be effective in doing your job. But, like I said, not many officers realize that. It was nice that obviously Chief Constable was there and he sort of obviously understood that. But I really want to just touch on before I move on, Zaf, is about the effective campaign that we've all done, whether it's yourself, whether it was, Dawat Islami, ARCF, across the board. We worked on highlighting the dangers of the nitrous oxide. And I've had now first-hand reports that, places that were selling it, such as Khyber and Bob Shop, they have seen a reduction in about 34% of their sales of these nitrous oxide as a result of these campaigns as well. So that is a huge round of applause to you and all the other organizations out there. And that must make you feel as though the work that you're doing isn't just lost, it is worthwhile and you've got to sustain it.
See, behind the scenes, like I said, I can't leak too much information.
No.
But the amount of stuff we've had here regarding these issues, information of not just one business, loads of businesses out there who are doing this kind of stuff. You know, shops open 24/7. Even some of these car washes. The amount of reports we get, even from the local neighborhood, where they've been taking photos. Even when customers have gone in, they've actually gone out and actually got the footage, shared it with us, and we've distributed that. And like I said, action has been taken. Okay. And like I said, these guys need to be punished. We had an issue recently with an 8-year-old kid in Small Heath, going to a school there, and someone was giving him £5 spending money just to sell drugs.
Oh wow!
For him, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, of course it is.
You know, £5 for a kid, 8-year-old kid, but they were giving him that just to sell drugs, and he was happily doing it because he didn't know nothing.
He didn't know any better.
But these guys were actually doing it, and
appalling, awful that is.
So we've put them with the likes of Asda, Bosley Green, Lidl, you know, selling it to these kids. And it's gone to that stage now where our youngsters are getting targeted.
No, that's appalling. I'm really distressed to hear that, Brother Zaf. And I just want to also mention that the legislation now has been more or less gone into House of Parliament. It has had its first reading, and we are assured that early 2024 possession of nitrous oxide can have a maximum, if I remember right, 2 years in prison. And that's maximum. And the whole point is not that we want to imprison people, is to deter people from buying these nitrous oxide and inhaling them, because you are damaging yourself, and a lot of people have lost sensations in their limbs. They aren't able to walk. Some of them had stroke, and they've just had paralysis, and all sorts. And that's something that we don't want for any young person who've got their whole life ahead of them as well. So that's something that I really want to stress. So hopefully, fingers crossed, our MPs will certainly do what's required. I know our own MP, Liam Byrne, has been at the forefront of this particular campaign. And that is something that we've been working on. Our very own Simon Foster has been at the spearhead as well. I know local community organisations like yourself and Dawat-e-Islami Madani as well. They've been very good as well. So, we've had reasonable success, but we can't take our eye off the ball.
No, of course not.
That's a great campaign. The other thing that I want to also touch on is about knife crime, brothers, after before we move on to some of your other initiatives as well. Every so often we hear about someone that is permanently slashed, permanently affected as a result of knife crime, and we know most often that the person who gets knifed is with his own knife as well. You as one of the lead person for South Birmingham City College, are you seeing a reduction in people being affected by knife crime, or is there a stabilization? Because I haven't heard anything over the summer period, simply maybe because of the the vacation holiday period, or are you seeing a lot more people are carrying knife, but it's just not being detected by some of your security staff?
To be honest, it's been a huge reduction. Yourself, you must know, most of viewers know regarding my story. My brother, obviously, got stabbed to death. So after that, like I said, this was something I've done, I think 102 campaigns regarding knife crime. And alhamdulillah, we've done it at national level in every cities. So here we set up loads of stuff with the parliament itself. And when we set up some of our football programs, we used to have this search policy where a lot of the students used to come in. And even not just the college students, my students from my academy.
Sure.
They used to come in, and we used to tell them that you need to pick up a pen, drop the knife. We've done many of these campaigns. Majority of the lads used to come in, and some of them used to have these combs. It was like a sharp, really sharp needles in there, where they're worse than a knife. And then a few of them used to have these Spider-Man knives. I don't know if you've come across them.
I've seen them.
Yeah. So we had a lot of these come in. So as soon as we used to do a lot of these initiatives, the first thing they used to do, sir, here's my knife, by the way. And the first question we used to ask them, why do you carry this?
Okay.
Why do you carry them? They say, so this is self-defense. Just in case someone tries to hit me, I'm going to hit them. So at least I can build. But I go, no, if you're going to carry a knife, trust me, you're going to use it.
Yeah.
You are going to use it. So we used to have this policy, if anyone gets caught with a weapon, they don't participate in any of our projects. So alhamdulillah, we had a massive reduction in that kind of way.
Sure.
And over the last few years, it has calmed down. I know sometimes there's an outburst where something happens.
Yes.
Even right now, if there's something we're witnessing with the dog issue. Now, every day you'll see a different story coming in.
Yeah.
Now we've got issues in London within, I think it's the shop with the Asian guy.
Oh, yes, I saw that. That's right. I saw that.
No, this is something else is going to come in light now with the police and even the Crime Stoppers, where we don't want a backlash now, where there's a hate crime or a race.
If you remember that, we had a similar incident here in Lozals
we did.
about maybe 5-6 years ago, I think, where there was, you remember the riots that happened as a result of that. So we know exactly what. It's almost like a replica, like a copycat crime of what happened. And I thought initially when I saw that this was someone that was sharing something that happened 5-6 years ago. I thought, how is this news? I remember this, but obviously it was the incident in London as well. But luckily, the black community that was out there, they were there to raise spotlight on the behavior of the individual, and they weren't there to cause riots or any kind of interracial tension between themselves as well. And that was nice to see settle. And the shopkeeper also said that he doesn't want to prosecute. He did maybe mishandle the whole incident and is very apologetic about it. But nonetheless, these sort of things have to be done very sensitively, especially when you are grabbing a female from the throat. If you had restrained in any other kind of way, because obviously she also assaulted him and was trying to walk away with some of his items without paying for it as well. So, lessons that need to be learned.
One thing I think the public needs to understand, there's a famous rapper, and he comes from the Jamaican community, and he spoke out about this, and he said this is absolute rubbish from the black community itself, because he turned around, he goes, I'm black. And I'm telling you guys that this ain't a race issue.
No.
Because imagine there's an Asian lady in that shop and she came, or a white lady. He probably would have done the same because she's a customer who's coming to shoplift.
Yeah.
He's done wrong where he shouldn't have grabbed her. Even coming from the security industry myself.
Yes.
You don't touch women.
Yeah.
You actually can't even grab a man.
Yeah.
That's assault. Yeah. So that's where he's gone wrong. But when it comes down to this race issue, he never done that because she's black.
No.
He done it because she's a shoplifter, and that's his bread and butter. That's his business.
Yeah.
So we should not treat it as a race issue. We're going to make things worse.
Sure.
When we had this 5-6 years ago with the riots, I was actually threatened in Boston by a Jamaican guy. He came on board.
Okay.
He said he's going to stab me. And start pointing fingers. I'm going to stab you here. And next thing I see, there's 5 cars parked on one side. So I had in the police authorities. I was working as a security in the security field then.
Yes.
And I had to wear a stab vest only because of the issue. He came in and actually said, I'm going to stab you. And later on, there's a whole thing. But that's how things escalate, and social media does not help.
No.
Where within minutes this video goes viral.
It's gone viral.
It's gone viral, and now every news channel. I was talking to GB News from Sky a few days ago, and like I said, these things just go viral. Where they want to interview, and even our community leaders are there, or anyone from the community, they need to be careful how they portray themselves, because otherwise people look at you as role models. The message has to be clear.
And that's where the community leaders, whether the elected representatives, whether the faith leaders or just community activists really need to get together and fill that vacuum, get hold of the narrative and put a positive, put a encouraging, a unity message out there, because otherwise what you'll see is certainly those elements which want to cause division and hate will come in, and soon you'll realize that things are spiraling out of control as well. And once they're out of control, it's very hard to put the genie back in the bag or in the bottle as well. So great, we are running out of time. We've got about 10 minutes left now. So the other thing I want to also talk about is some of the organizations that you are in charge of and you have initiated, such as Unite and Uplift. And there's a new one that you've also now in the process of forming, which is Empowerment for All. Tell us a bit more about some of the stuff that you've done, and why was there a need to start up and bring out this Empowerment for All, and what's the difference between the two?
Okay, Unite and Uplift was set up, more or less it was in the pipeline just after my brother-in-law was murdered. So I set up doing a lot of initiatives. At that time, I was alone.
Yes.
So I was on this journey. And one thing I have to say, alhamdulillah, the way I was 13, 14 years ago. Nothing's changed from my point of view, the way I talk to people, the way I deal with
I
the
agree,
people.
yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I always kept that simplicity which my mother always taught me. So Alhamdulillah, that's why I get a lot of respect from the community, and that carried on. So I'm teamed up with Alhamdulillah some good people. Thomas McGeever was my co-director.
Yes, I know.
And we formed this United Octave where he said to me that we need to, your work is amazing, Alhamdulillah, but we need to take it into a professional way. And it has to be run, because more than anything, it has to be sustainability.
Yes.
More than something which looks good for a year and then just fizzes out. So Alhamdulillah, starting from day one up to now, just 2 days ago, I was talking to Birmingham Mail this morning. We've reached 40,000 participants, mashallah,
wow.
today. And it's been 10 years since we formed United Uplift.
Great. No, that's an amazing legacy. Yeah. So within 10, so you survive. Well, you're celebrating your 10-year anniversary, aren't you?
Yeah, since 2013, mashallah, going up to now. So while we were doing this, I spoke to my friend Atir Shah, his name is. He's from Cheshire. He's been the agent of West Indies captain Jason Holder. The likes of Freddie Canute, he used to play for West Ham Spurs.
Yes,
he's got he's got a few rappers on board. He's got the Tyson Fury camp with him. Cash Ali, the boxer, Richard Towers, Anthony Joshua's right hand man. So he's got all these people on board. So he came up to me and said, "Look, Zaf, your work's really good. This is at the time where I became top 10 most influential human being in the world."
Remember, that's right.
So mashallah, that was a big honor for me, especially from a local lad. And so he came, he seen me the award ceremony, and he said, "You know what, we need to do this venture." So we've been in talks over the last few months, and today we spoke to Wasim Khan from the ICC. He's the general manager, and he said, "I'll come on board as ambassador." We spoke to Meva Shayad, who's from Hollywood, just got a contract with Hollywood movie, and like I said, from the acting school, she'll be running that for us. We've got serials from Geo, we've got local artists, local Nasheed artists who'll be helping out. Someone like my son will be in charge of the music studio.
Sahil, yeah.
Sahil. We've got hunters on board who are from the Bollywood scene.
Yes.
But again, they'll be helping youngsters who are into knife crime and drugs and going out doing nothing. But something which triggers them, like rap or anything.
Yes.
They could come into this field. So we're opening doors for everyone. And like I said, these are incentives which we had to take. Where from our work, from nationally, we want to take it international. So we've got contacts in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia already. And like I said, it's totally going to go upwards now.
Wow, no, really love to hear a bit more about that, because I think for a good period of 5 or 6 years, you were, one of the pioneers, and you were at the top in terms of some of the delivery and, getting initiatives that other people could only think about or dream about as well. And this empowerment for all. So this is a new organization that you're setting up as well. And again, why not just do it under United Uplift? Why the need? And is there a separate body that are involved, or a team that are involved with empowerment for all?
With the empowerment for, like I said, with United Uplift, it was something domestic.
Sure.
So from grassroots level. Now with empowerment for all, we've got West Brom on board, we've got Aston Villa on board, we've got Manchester City on board, their directorship.
Sure.
So we've got the pioneers from nearly every organisation on board already. Like I said, within next few months, you'll see some of our, especially the board. If you see by next month, they'll be launched. We've got people from every, like Serkan Daglish, he's a great straight away. So these kind of people who are influential in their own respective fields, now they've come on board. We've got Sky Sports on board. So like I said, we tick the boxes for most of these. I've been offered a few times over the years, but now I've actually gone out and agreed with some of the stuff, like Sky Sports wanting me on show with Game Changers, the program they're running. So they said, if you can overlook that. I've had a few documentaries from Sky One.
Oh, wow. So
they offered me, if you want to do this. Like I said, last few years I hold out, and like I said, my mum passed away last year. But alhamdulillah, now I've decided taking over this Crime Stoppers role, and some of these stuff which is coming in now, I say it's back in there now. And my pledge was, I'm going to do more inshallah now for the sake of my mother.
Oh, mashallah.
So I'm going to do this as an ongoing charity. So whatever I do is going to be rewarded. And from my end, all these projects and people are coming on board, it's going to be at no cost to any of them.
Oh, wow.
So alhamdulillah, all these initiatives, it's going to be different, where people are doing this. One thing I must say, Brother Ali, I've seen many people come on board. The last show, alhamdulillah, I've probably got about 38 national honours and international honours. If you come to my house, the work cabinet now, I've kept you upstairs.
In the loft now, you got
it's in the loft. It's hid away. You come on. Now, I've had people start from grassroots. Alhamdulillah, I'm nominating them for honours. They've got 1 honour, 2 honours. They've come on. Now, if they see you on the street, they probably cross over. They won't look at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like things have changed, or they've become somebody. And that frustrates me in that way, that you should never forget your roots.
No.
Well, alhamdulillah, you should say, if I've been honoured, or rather, to me, you should do more than. Because if someone gives you an honour,
Yeah.
that means, what? People have given you because of authority. And now your next initiative should be to get someone else on board and make them go the next step.
Yeah.
You take them, grab their hand,
And he opens more doors, more
opens
connections
doors.
as well. So
But people are, unfortunately, I've noticed, I'm not going to say just us, but there's some of the communities I'm working with.
Sure.
It's like they want to close doors on other people. Only I want to get in there and I'll stop. If I see your organisation, mashallah, doing well, I should be there and saying, chaps, they're doing well. I need to support them. But like I said, there's other communities out there, other groups out there who turn around, no, it's only my way, and they're going to slander the other groups. Look at weaknesses, but you shouldn't be like that.
No,
if there is
I
a
agree.
weakness, talk to them, rectify it, and mashallah, make them succeed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that, and that frustrates me.
It's a shame. And like I said, all the organisations, whether they're doing lots of work or little work, who are we to judge?
Yeah.
Just let them carry on and support them in any way you can. And there's enough of a demand out there for us all to be working, try to meet. And there'll still be plus more. So for me, it's just a short-termism and people's own insecurities as a result of that. And like I said, someone I can testify who hasn't been changed as a result of all the accolades and nominations and awards that he's got. He's still here, very humble brother, someone that I've got a lot of time for, and happy to work and support in any kind of way as well. And all I will say is, brother Zafran, we've now come towards the end, is that again, have Radio Aapki Awaaz as your media partners, and if there's anything that we can do, and vice versa, because I know we have a lot of people that want to be budding presenters and be involved with the media, we can maybe use Radio Aapki Awaaz as a channel to signpost them onto yourselves, and you can sort of certainly give them the refinement that is needed for them to be forging a career in journalism, and vice versa. If there's any organisations I'm involved with, such as Al-Amra Community Forums, the Al-Quran Masjid, or Jabs B8FC, anything on that sort of, or even with my own youth club, Phoenix Youth Club, if there's anything we can do, then more than happy to collaborate. Because, like I said, whatever I do is voluntary. We don't get paid for it, but it's something that you can see the positivity that we are, putting onto our next generation. And sometimes, a lot of the stuff that I have has been begged, borrowed, and steal from people like you. We said, look, hey, we don't have anything. Do you have anything you can sort of pass down on us? And I'm not too proud to ask people like that. I said, if there's an old snooker table or something that you can maybe, you want to dispose of, or gathering cobwebs in your storeroom, pass over to us, because we will certainly gladly take it off your hands and make it, give it a second lease of life as well. And that's the whole point of collaboration and working in partnership, because Zaf will have something to offer. I may not be able to offer something on that sort of scale, but I may have a different skill set or contribution. But who wins is the community, it's our young people, and that's the end goal we should all be working towards as well. So Zaf, thank you for coming. As always, I'd like to give my guest about a minute or so, just to bring everything to a close and just leave a parting message with our viewers and listeners.
First of all, like I said, alhamdulillah, it's been an honour for me. Especially being, I think we've done talk shows before as well.
That's right.
And mashallah, the way you talk anyway, it's pleasing. You compliment people, you compliment the community, the work you're doing, the outreach work, mashallah, you do in behind closed doors, talking to yourself. And for me, it's an honour being here. This is a true community channel, community radio. I've seen Brother Ikram in the past, mashallah, his heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
And these kind of shows are very rare. And we need to promote these. We need to. This is a platform.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go back to the college. To be honest, I'm going to mention this to our team, to our principal. We've got a media department where some of our students can benefit from here. Even if it's not apprenticeship, it could be work experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one voluntary role coming here, learning from the likes of yourself, and taking all this and giving us positive feedback. And for the community itself, like I said, carry on supporting Brother Ali, supporting this radio. And supporting good people. Like I said, sometimes we jump on the bandwagon when we see something on a high, but everything has to start off from somewhere. So whenever something's going up from grassroots level, support it. Jabs B8, mashallah, doing a brilliant job. Support these guys. Volunteer, give your time. Businesses come on board. There's nothing out there which you can't do. Mashallah, there's nothing out there which a normal person can't do. But we need to do together. So alhamdulillah, sometimes we say to businesses that it's not going to make you any lower. If you're going to support the community itself and come on board, sometimes you have to say harsh words to make someone realize. So please come on board and support these good people. And inshallah, if your heart's in the right place, Allah will support you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and this is Brother Zafran as well. Normally, I give the last 60 seconds to the guests so they can talk about and just bring the whole hour to a close and just finish off by sharing some of their good work or their initiatives as well. And it's just a testament that he's put the whole spotlight on me really, and that wasn't the purpose of this. And please, if you want to get on board, then please come through Radio Aapki Awaaz and we'll put you in touch with Brother Zaf. I will certainly take advantage of Brother Zafran's experience and profile. I've got a young person. I will tell you who he is off air, and he's only about 18, 19, and he wants to forge a career in community work. And at the moment he's going through college and university, and I want you to sort of just spend maybe a meeting with him, maybe at a college or some other place, and just mentor him, whether it's a one-off session or regular, because he like I said, the whole purpose is if we can, enable our young people to learn from our mistakes and, get up to where we are without having all the hurdles and the obstacles, then we've done our job. It's taken Brother Zaf 20, 25 years to get to where he is. We need to sort of fast track that for the next generation so they can do it in a much quicker time. And I will hopefully get Brother Zaf to agree so the two can meet so he is in a better position and becomes more of a deliverer of the services that he wishes to for the local community. On that note, I'm going to stop talking because my time is up. Brother Ikram is, as always, waiting for his show. And I have got a couple of guests over the next few weeks. So I've got... who have I got? My mind's gone blank. I have Brother Hassan Afzal who's going to talk about the local businesses. I have Cal from the community over in Smedik Lozals who's going to be talking about some of the initiatives that he's involved with as well, and he does some amazing work with young people. But at some point I will try to get a spokesperson or someone that will be able to talk about the situation that we find our current Birmingham City Council in. It is in a very dire situation. Today, Michael Gove has just announced that they are going to be appointing a team of commissioners for the next 5 years, and nothing is off the table. They will have the powers to order the City Council to sell off any assets that they deem surplus or deem fit. They will increase the council tax. They will be able to reduce our spending and whatever services they can. In effect, the City Council and the current leaders that we have are in effect puppet regime, really, if you put it like that. So again, I want someone to come and discuss that and how that happened and what does that mean for us. Does that mean our council tax rise will be in double figures next year? So already, people are paying 120, 140, 150 pound per month for their council tax rise. Next year, it may double to, increase by 10, 15, 20%. We don't know, because normally there's a limit of 4.99% every year just on the council tax. That doesn't include your police crime commissioner or your fire service. But that limit now, because we are now in special measures, can be uplifted because we are in extraordinary times. So again, we'll touch that on another time as well. I hope you're well. Fantastic for Brother Zafran to take time out. Inshallah, God bless, look after yourselves and each other. See you next week.